Hey guys, welcome back to another edition of
Tesla's Weekly Breakdown.
breaking down the key levels for Tesla this week. And guess what? I am extremely bullish this week, and I'll tell you why. The big wazoo, the weekly time frame down here, bottom right. Guess what, guys? We just got the signal that it is now bullish. We'll get to that in just a second, but right now let's break down the smaller time frames first. But I am telling everybody and their moms that I am buying Tesla on pullbacks this week, next week, going into the next few weeks. I will go over exactly how many weeks I'm looking to buy those pullbacks and why in just a minute. Let's break down the smaller time frame first, the 1 hour time frame. Let's see what we're looking at. We are looking bullish at this time, seeing that green trend zone here. We are not red. That's the red over here. We are in the green. We gave the signal all the way back here on September 3rd, and we are now gapping up. This is, let's see, September 12th making this video here. This is on a Sunday going into the week. Do this every week. If you guys want to see that, just hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I'll see you back here every Sunday where we break down Tesla's key levels. Now, Tesla in the 1 hour time frame, we are bullish right now. Key levels to watch: 374 or 375 and 387.50 is going to be the area of value that will act as a support. Right now we are extended, could pull back, and that's what I'm looking for. I'll tell you in just a minute. 4 hour time frame. This is going to give us that pre-market action and aftermarket as well. So we've got everything included into these candles. These are 4 hour candles. Testing area of support. We are in support here. We are gapping up, and we're gapping quite a bit off of our level, away from this trend area. So a pullback to this trend area would, in theory, make sense. Doesn't mean it's going to happen, but that is something that I'm watching going into the week. So I am buying pullbacks. However, I'm looking for this to dip down to these levels. 352.34, 368.64 support levels on the 4 hour time frame. Bounce out to our daily time frame with the quick trend setting on. We'll get more signals with this indicator. With this indicator, we are showing bullish sentiment. We did break out above here, retest into that zone, held the zone, and continued higher. We're breaking out now. Now, again, we are extended off of this trend area and zone, so we could see a pullback sometime soon. We'll be watching for possible puts down to the trend area. We'll be watching for calls off of the trend area. Our support areas here on the daily time frame, quick trend setting, 359.08, 346.37. A few levels to watch there in the daily time frame. Daily time frame with the longer trend setting on. So our indicator, same indicator, just a longer trend setting, a little bit different. This is showing bullish sentiment as well on the daily time frame. We are extended. Yes, we could in theory pull back every time we've extended like this. We have pulled back. So am I looking for a possible pullback put? Yeah, maybe I am. Am I going full size into that? No, I'm not. The reason for it, that is going to be high risk because we're breaking out. Right now, whether I like it or not, Tesla is bullish. However, we could see a pullback, right? Healthy price action would tell us that we're going to test back into our area of value. That would be down here all the way 331 to 350. So that's our area of value on the daily time frame. Let's switch out to the weekly time frame, the big wazoo. If you've been joining in each week, you know this is my favorite time frame to trade here. What I am seeing here, we are extended. However, we are extended multiple times on the weekly time frame. This is something that can happen, right? So this little label is letting us know we are pretty pulled away from our trend. However, that's okay. It's happened before. So this isn't really a major signal that I'm looking for. Instead, what I'm looking for is the pullback, right? We got the signal here, the long trend signal. Now I'm looking for this possible pullback into our weekly support levels. Weekly support, 296.44, 332.52. This area is where I'm watching. If I put a couple lines here, bada bing, bada boom, right? This is where I'm looking for possible price action, looking for a pullback here. Now, let's zoom out a second here and let me look at this. Zooming out, looking at our last signal here, right? This was our last signal over here for bullish anyways. Closed above, gave the signal, pulled back to the trend area. That's what I'm looking for, and took off, okay? So I'm looking for this pullback into this trend area. So I'm looking for a pullback into our trend area over there. So right now, we look at this and we say, okay, this took the 1 week that we exploded. 1, 2, 3, 4, about 4 to 5 weeks of pullbacks before we finally took off, okay? Let's zoom out, look over at this one here. Same idea. Okay, we broke out. Here's our signal, and here's our pullback. So this took even longer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 weeks it took into that to test into that trend area. Now, guys, that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a test of the trend area as I look at that as a very safe type of setup for myself. That is a safer option, because what I'm doing is I'm really buying, taking my sweet time entering into the trade. I can, of course, start entering once we test these levels. Of course, I could start adding to either commons, where I'm adding to a position where it's just, common shares of Tesla. If I'm trading options, I'm waiting for the signal. So I'm waiting for it to get down in this area, give me a signal of reversal, and that's what I'm looking for. So if we look at a reversal the opposite way, same thing. Now we'll look at this one over here. It's a little messy. Right here, we had the signal. Okay, this was our short trend signal right here. We pulled back into the area right here. We then continued to pop, and now we are just fizzling out and going sideways. Now, this is something that would typically bump me out of the position. Sideways action, that's not what we love as traders. What we love as traders is going to be, of course, let's turn all this off. We want to see that explosion. We want to see the peaks and the lulls, right? We want to see this spike and this drop. That's what we want to see. Right now, we are breaking out. We love it. That's what we want to see right there. So now pull back. We're looking for it to hold. Of course, we've got some resistance up here. Of course, we could pull up some resistance, plot a few lines and say, okay, this is a possible resistance up here. This is a possible resistance up here. So, of course, yes, we have resistance areas. So there's a few different ways of going about this. Now, I could just buy blindly here and look for the next resistance area for my possible target. Sure, I could do that. I would feel more comfortable doing that with maybe common shares, where I could set stop losses to those common shares and get out of those positions in case they start to go against me. So maybe set a trailing stop. So if I get into the position for a breakout for higher highs, I get into the position, maybe I'm trailing with a stop loss. So if it starts to pull back, I exit my position, we get out, right? Something like that, because I am, again, looking for a pullback. On most of the time frames that we're looking at here, we are seeing that it is extended. So a pullback or a breather candle into our support trend areas would make perfect sense. And that would make me feel a little bit more comfortable adding larger size into my swing trade position on Tesla. So guys, this week, I'm looking for pullbacks on Tesla. I may trade puts on those pullbacks. So I may look for quick puts and those quick reversals for just, quick scalps and maybe a few days, hold day trades for possible puts on Tesla. However, right now, I'm not leaning towards puts on the long trend right here. Long trend, we are looking for bullish, 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 bullish. So I'm not fighting that trend. I'm just looking for a pullback into our area of value, where then I could possibly buy for a long position, either in commons or for calls, for options, for me to position myself a little bit safer, right? So just looking for a pullback. But this is interesting, guys. The weekly time frame, this is very rare that we get these candles, right? This took a long time. If we measure this out, if I go ahead and turn this off and measure this out, let's see, this was a signal right here, right to there. That was a total of, 28 bars, right? That's 28 weeks. That's a minimum of 28 weeks, right? So that is a very long time to wait for something like this for a signal, right? So this is a very rare signal. That's awesome. Love to see that. Now I'm looking for a pullback into our area of value. Now, needs to hold that area of value. If I get into this on the pullback, where will my stop be? Well, it will be just below my area of value. So I've got a full plan here, guys. And again, I will be trading commons and calls, so options and common shares. And the reason for it is the common shares, I can hold onto my position for a little bit longer in case it just continues to trend up, in which case I can ride that wave until we get the reversal signal. And for the calls, I'll be trading probably out maybe 2 to 4 weeks. So probably 2 to 4 weeks roughly to look for my swing trades. So just small swing trades. But if you want to get in on that, guys, join bullishboblive.com. You guys can get into our Discord. We have a free Discord where I put out the Tesla daily report every single day in our Tesla. That's in our free Discord. And you can join our premium Discord to get access to our indicators, which will plot this information on the chart for you automatically. So guys, if you have any questions, I'll see you in Discord. I hope we all have a great week, and I will see you tomorrow at 7 a.m. Eastern Time for live trading Monday through Friday. Thanks, guys.
Remember, trading isn't about being perfect. It's about being prepared. If you're serious about improving and want to learn directly from our live sessions, visit bullishboblive.com. We're live Monday to Friday, walking through setups, strategies, and everything in between. Thanks again for watching. Stay focused, stay sharp, and keep growing.